All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Jack with Bonfire Locks. Today's Thursday, February 13th, and today we got some NBA prop picks for you and some college basketball. Tonight's the last night for the NBA before they go into the All-Star break, so make sure you get in your picks today. Before we get into the video, as always, please smash the subscribe and like button. It helps us out a ton. Trying to get this page up to 1,000 subscribers before the end of February, which, again, we're at about 640 right now, but we've been growing. Trying to grow the page as much as possible, grow it throughout, and then do a lot for March Madness. Also, throughout the video, feel free to comment what picks you like, what picks you don't like. If there's anything else you want me to cover, we have the Four Nation Face Off and hockey right now going on for any of you guys that are hockey fans. And as always, we have great partnership deals, daily fantasy apps, and Bovada, all offering you guys great bonuses. They have I have all the links in the description below. You guys get free plays. I get a referral bonus for sending you all over there. It's a win-win. So yeah, again, best way to support the channel for free. Like, subscribe. It's huge, and I appreciate it. Now let's get into the picks. Again, tonight is the last night before the NBA All-Star break, and so it'll be interesting. Last night in our picks, we went 3-2 for our YouTube picks. Unfortunately, LeBron did not play as well as normal. He went under his total. Other than that, and we got a brutal beat on the St. John's game. I was watching it last night. They were down a ton, came all the way back, and then just couldn't find a way to win the game. They had pretty much a last second shot for three to win the game, and they missed, which would have hit our parlay because Drake just obliterated Northern Illinois or Illinois State, I think. Something regarding Illinois. But regardless, we played well. We're battling back. We have more picks today for free, as always, for you guys. We're on here daily, so make sure you subscribe. Up first, Trey Murphy third. Again, all these picks I got today are stamped on Dabble. So if there's any line differences that you may see, it's because, again, different books, different daily fantasy apps offer different lines. As you can see here, this number for Trey Murphy the third is anywhere between 21 up until 24 that I got on Dabble. So what I do like is him less than 24 points. As I've been talking about, going into the All-Star break, it's kind of been tough to kind of see how well players are going to play. However, 24 points, he hasn't hit this in 3 straight. The one time he did, it was 25. And this number had been increased. Let's see, check the line history here. Been increased because of these big games here, then kind of slowly dipped down. However, again, going into the All-Star break, the Pelicans aren't great. I don't think they're going to really try that hard in this game. Some of the other lines I was looking at was Zion points, because he played well in his last game. But I really, I think they're kind of packing it in. They're on vacation, as I mentioned. Kind of like what I was talking about in the last video. They're on vacation. They're kind of packing it in. Not going to be playing as hard, try to put up big points. So I like him on the under 24 points. Now, again, make sure you get the line that you want. Again, a lot of these are at 23, 22, depending on where the juice is. But, yeah, we'll see. And it is interesting. Again, like I said, I always talk about this. It's a reason why you want to make sure you have several daily fantasy apps and different sports books as well. Because, for example, right here, Trey Murphy the third over 22 points or over 24 points is favored here. But then on Caesars 23, it's also favored. But then on DraftKings, you go to 22 and the under is favored. So it's kind of a give and take. Same thing on Sleeper. The under is favored at 22, whereas on on FanDuel, the over is favored there, which would make sense. But as I mentioned, Caesars has the over favored. Again, you get it. Different lines, different books have different lines with different odds. So make sure you get the best value. Again, if you see this line, you're like, hey, I'd rather take over his points, then do it. But make sure you take the book that gives you the best odds. Last time we lost one of our free picks based off of 1 point, and so it is a game of slow, like 1 or 2 points can sway a ton. the difference between winning and losing. So as always, make sure you get the best line that you can. So that's the first pick. Now we're going Dylan Brooks. And I like his, I got him at more than 14. So again, I'm always staying with the lines that I picked, even though sometimes the lines are different. I got Dylan Brooks more than 14 points. Again, I don't see these teams going crazy. Houston's obviously playing. This is for Wednesday. That's why these lines are different. That makes sense why those lines were off. Because I was like, Houston's not playing them. Yeah, so Houston's playing the Warriors. They're at home. I don't see, I don't see this game being crazy high scoring. If you want a total, I would take the under on the total. Again, let me move this up to 14. But I think Houston's favored by 7 points at home. I could be mistaken, but you can check the lines here. Again, it's anywhere between 12 to 14. But I like his over. I think get 15, 16, 17, 18. It's not going to be a crazy game. 15, 16 points for him is pretty much right around where he's been scoring in the last 10. So I think this is a pretty easy benchmark for Dylan to hit, which would be great for us. Again, we've won on Dylan before. We try to look for these kind of smaller lines for these players to hit. Usually does well for us, and has in the past. So yes, so Dylan Brooks more than 14 points. And we got Butler. We're not looking at his points, but this is the line for him. Again, make sure you lock these in on your favorite daily fantasy app. And if you want more free plays, sign on to a new one. We have all the ones we're partnered with up top. Vivid, Wana, Betr, Chalkboard, all the links are in the description below. And if you want to lock in on a sportsbook, you want to put them straight up, Bovada is the best sportsbook for you. $250 sign-up bonus. Link is in the description. For Butler, we are looking at his rebound total. So in the past 2 games, he's hit 9 back-to-back. Prior to this, he wasn't playing well. He also hated playing for the Heat. But since he's been on the Warriors, that one was under. But 9, very good. His total's 5.5, which I think he will be able to hit easily. He's really, since he's come onto the Warriors, he wants to be a facilitator. He wants to prove that he's not washed, that he will play well. So he's kind of in the role of any man, kind of do whatever. Let's also look at what his rebounds. What's his PRA? Yeah, that's another line if you want to take. I'd actually 31 on PRA. Might take the under on that. But again, regardless, his rebounds is a line that we want over 5.5. I really like this. Again, I see him getting between the 6 to 8 range, which again we hit on. Again, so to recap our daily fantasy picks: Trey Murphy III, less than 24 points. Jimmy Butler, more than 5 rebounds. Dylan Brooks, more than 14 points. Again, kind of going what I talked about, going into the All-Star break, and with all these teams changing, it is tough to predict how well they're going to play. But with these smaller lines, I feel very comfortable with how these are going to work. And again, make sure you lock these in on your favorite app or sign up with a new one with us. It helps us out a ton. And yeah, let's get into this is now over on Bovada and the college basketball picks. If you are a college basketball fan, you're still watching the video, please comment college basketball so I can see how many of you guys watch up until here, watch the college basketball picks. Because if you guys like it, I'll start posting more about it. I love college basketball. I have 3 TVs. I watch all the games. I very much enjoy it. Now, there's 2 games that I really like a lot. The past 2 days, Super Tuesday, Wednesday had some big games. Today is more of kind of like the not as well known teams, but there are 2 games that I see value in and that I like a lot. And the first one was UMKC versus South Dakota. South Dakota is favored by 2.5 points at home. Let's see. So Kansas City versus South Dakota. South Dakota's at home. You can see they're both pretty much similar against the spread. Straight up, though, South Dakota has played well. Straight up units, they're doing well. Over under. No, they're doing well again. Team matchup, they're scoring way more points than Kansas City, which I like a lot. Sometimes when I look at these games, there was one I was looking at I believe I was looking at San Francisco Gonzaga originally. However, Gonzaga favored. I was going to take San Francisco, but Gonzaga's point differential on them is so much higher that I want to stay away. But you have a team like South Dakota who's averaging 85, almost 86 points a game. Kansas City's not. And they're not even close to that. So getting 2.5 points here, I think, is a great bonus for us. I think it shows great value. Again, you can kind of find good value in some of these lesser-known games because the books don't really pay attention to them as much. And that is one of our picks for today. We're going 2.5 on South Dakota. Now the next game after, Maryland at Nebraska. Now let's go over to Maryland at Nebraska. Where is this? Here we go. So you can see the lines have been kind of moving. Against the spread, Nebraska's played great. Straight up units, home and away spread, they're up 3.5, almost 4.5 when you account for them. Maryland on the -1, so that I like a lot. Team matchup, now this is when it gets to the opposite of what I was talking about. Maryland does favor in the point differential by 6, which goes against the last game. However, these splits are relatively close. And again, I really like that the home and away straight up units favors Nebraska by 4.5. I think this plays into our favor a lot. And again, going off the strategy I've talked about in the past where these ranked teams going against unranked teams at home. And when the ranked team is favored, they win a lot of the time because winning on the road is very difficult in basketball. Maryland has to go over into the Midwest, into Nebraska. I think it'll be difficult. And so I really like Nebraska -1.5 in this game. I'm just going to place both of these straight up. Yesterday we parlayed it. But I'm just going to play these both straight up because if I was able to get the money line on them, I would do the parlay. But anytime you have a couple half points, it's better to just take them straight up. They don't have the money lines for these games because, again, they're kind of not as well known. But those are the plays I have for today. Again, daily fantasy app, Dylan Brooks more than 14 points, Jimmy Butler more than 5 rebounds, Trey Murphy third, less than 24 points, South Dakota -2.5, Nebraska -1.5. Let me know in the comments if you're tailing or fading. And if you're still here, make sure you join our free sports community. I post a bunch of our free plays. You can see here some of the boosted plays that we have. It's here. I'll never take a penny from you guys on this. It's all completely free. It'll never be paid. This was big last year for March Madness. Everyone was posting their different picks. The whole point of the group is just for anyone to go in there, look at different games throughout the day. Because, again, I focus mainly on the NFL, getting more into college basketball, NBA. But there's people in here for soccer, hockey, football, college football, you name it, anything. March Madness, it was a lot right now. It's more me kind of posting my picks, but I really want to grow it, get as much people in there as possible so people can talk about different picks that they like throughout the day, especially, say, I'm on vacation or traveling. Can't get it, go here. It becomes the source of truth for all the best bets across the nation. So if you have anything, the link will be in the description. Again, it's free. It'll always be free. I hope you guys join it. As always, please like, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Comment any picks you like, any picks you don't like, and make sure to use the bonuses. They're changing with the NFL season coming to a close. I wouldn't be shocked if a bunch of them start changing and decreasing their referral bonuses. So make sure you lock those in. Again, $250 on Bovada, the best sports book. Ton of March Madness games, ton of college basketball. Make sure you get in on there. And then all the daily fantasy apps, Vivid, Wana, Betr, Chalkboard. And as always, I post all my free picks on Winnable and VIP there. Follow me on all socials. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you. Bye.